Hi everybody. In this video we're doing a kiss pour. So as you can see, we've got the paint layered in the cup and we're bringing the two cups together to bring the paint into a little bit of a kiss. Sort of like a straight pour, you're just doing it together so the paint sort of waterfalls at the same time. Got some beautiful blues and greens. This was with leftover paint from a vase pour. And I really like how the colors sort of differentiate as the paint pours. You may hear my dog snoring in the background. She's in my lap. Sometimes simple pours like this are a lot of fun and a really good way to use leftover paint. And when the paint goes on the canvas, it sort of looks like a ring pour or even just a straight pour. But then as you tilt it, a lot of that detail starts to come out. Usually when you get toward the bottom of your cup, you really have to watch your drips. All right, so at this point, sometimes I will add some of the leftover paint that's in the cups to the corners, just to help the design stretch a little easier. Most of the time that ends up getting tipped off anyway. It just helps give the paint something to kind of connect with, for lack of a better way to explain that. I guess here I must be emptying some of the rest of the cup into the center to get a little bit more of that blue. Sometimes in pours like this you'll get some very dominant coloring. So torching out the bubbles just to avoid, big spots popping up. And now we're going to tilt. Now, a lot of people prefer for a design like this to keep the center in the very center. I personally think it adds to the composition to have it a little bit off center, so you might see me do that kind of on purpose when I'm tilting it. And as you're tilting, you can kind of see which pieces of the design and the composition you really like the best, and that can help you decide where you might want to tip some things off or which direction you might want to tilt it. As you can see, when you're tilting, a lot of this really opens up and those colors that were maybe a little bit more muted start to show. All right, we've almost got the corners covered. I also suggest not just drastically tilting all the way to a corner. You kind of want to tilt toward a corner, back to the center, toward another corner, back to the center. This helps you keep your composition in place a little bit better than if you were to just drastically tilt over the edge. That also sometimes overstretches your composition, and then you lose some of your fine lines. If you have paintings where you have lacing and cells, sometimes you lose the intricate design and it all just becomes really big and stretched. And then almost to the corner there, as you can see, the blue in the middle is really opening up. And this painting actually dried quite a bit darker in the middle, so the blue that you see that looks really like a light aqua dried to be a little bit more of a true teal or a true aqua. I think it dried really nicely actually. So there you go. I kind of think it looks like I don't know, kind of like a lagoon. That one corner still needs a little help. Sometimes when you really like your composition and it's just one corner that's kind of holding things up, you can grab some paint from your runoff and put it on the actual corner. And then when you tilt, that little bit that's there will help connect to the paint where you're tilting. You won't have to stretch as much to get where you need to go. I'm a firm believer that you don't ruin the composition of your painting just to get a corner covered. You know, if nothing else, just cover the corner and some of the drip off and make sure the surface of the canvas is intact. So this is a 10 by 10 on a level 1 canvas, and this painting is actually still available. So if you are interested, please message us. Also, I list our social media links below. Would love it if you would follow us on Facebook and Instagram. So please subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you like the painting, if there's something you'd like to see in the future, if you'd like to see this particular technique in some different colors. I would love to hear your feedback. But this was my very first kiss pour, and I really enjoyed it, and I love the simplicity of the technique. So it's a great technique for beginners who are learning and starting off. You don't have to be very skilled in your fluid art techniques yet to benefit from trying this technique out. That's what's so fun when you're first starting off, is some of these techniques are so much fun when you're learning, because you can actually learn from them and feel accomplished while you're learning a little bit more about fluid art. And there you have it. As you can see, it sort of looks like a tree ring straight pour combo. But I kind of deliberately stretched it in such a way that the center was off center on purpose. And the other fun thing about fluid art is because you can hang the canvas in any direction you want. You can decide if you want it to be upright like that or on the side, or, I mean, there's so many different ways you can make that piece your own. And this is the dried result, and it's been varnished with Liquitex gloss varnish. Thank you so much for watching.